So again, for this class, you'll need a stick. I have a 5-foot PVC pipe with a couple of foots at the end to make it easier for myself, but you could have a broomstick, a mop stick, anything that's almost as tall as you, maybe a little taller. If you don't have something that's really long like this, you could always use a stool, like I have one of these handstand or headstand chairs, and you can place it at the front of your mat so that you can make your stick longer when we need it. Okay? So we're going to start on our knees in hero's pose. If this is not a comfortable position for you to be in, sit up on a block or just cross your legs in front of you. And you'll place your stick over your shoulders and wrap your arms around your stick like this. It's kind of like you're carrying 2 pails of water on a stick. Right? And while you're sitting here, it's going to prevent your hips from moving, so we're just going to move our spine as we rotate side to side. So for today's class, we're going to focus largely on torso and spine, as well as shoulders. And as you start to rock side to side here, do so with a little bit of resistance, so you're not just swinging back and forth, but you're reaching back and forth. You can even start to turn your head side to side, looking towards the back of the room and just noticing where your stick points to. We're not looking at a lot of range of motion here. We're just looking to see how your spine rotates. And just notice all of the movement up and down, from the base of your tailbone all through the base of your neck. And just notice how much movement's happening along the way. Good. Now you're going to switch your grip. You're going to slide your stick lower, right behind your rib cage, and then switch your grip so that your elbows hook around the stick behind you. Just like this. Notice where your stick is. We want that stick to be right where your rib cage meets your lower back. And then you're going to keep your navel facing forward. So you're just going to rotate from your shoulders and upper back. Your navel stays facing forward so that we're helping to rotate from the thoracic spine and that junction where your lumbar spine meets your thoracic spine. You can let your head swivel side to side as well. And same principle here. We want to move with a little bit of resistance, a little bit of intention, versus just swinging back and forth. You may notice that you want to shift your weights from right to left leg. Try to avoid that. Keep your weight even on both sides and rock side to side. Again, prioritize more the sensation of isolating the twists versus trying to get more out of the twist. Good. All right, let that go. Place your stick in your right hand and come forward to tabletop. And you'll place your stick directly out to your side. So turn towards your stick for a moment, reach your hand as high up the stick as you like. And if you're here last week, we worked on that grip. So bottom 3 fingers grip first, and then thumb and index finger wraps around that with that. But your grip is mainly from your bottom 3 fingers. Drive your stick into the floor and then start to lean your chest down. So this is not just hanging. This is not just a passive hold and hang. You are pushing your stick into the ground as you sink your chest down. You may even stick your butt back a little bit. And start to do a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a cow pose. Think about your rib cage sinking to the floor and drag your chest forward, maybe even press your head back so you're not just hanging from your neck. So you're doing a cow pose while driving your stick into the floor. Good. Now keep driving your stick into the floor, but then move into your cat pose, round your spine. Get as much movement through your spine as you can. Push through your left hand, drive the floor away from you, and push, or rather pull through your right hand, like you're trying to drive your stick into your mats. And moving with resistance here, with a little bit of effort in resisting. Inhale, arch your spine. And exhale, round your spine. Do your cats and cows while driving your stick into the floor. Do that twice more. Inhale, arch for your cow. Exhale, round, but again, remember to keep driving your stick into the ground so you're not just passively hanging on. One more round. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round. Good. Switch sides. So hold the stick in your left hand. Come forward to tabletop. Again, you can turn towards the stick. Slide your hand as high as up as you like, and then grip with your bottom 3 fingers first. Then your thumb and index finger casually wraps around. Most of that grip is coming from your bottom 3 fingers. From there, turn your chest towards the floor, hang, but push through that left arm. I am trying to drive my stick through the floor as if it were a spear or a javelin driving through. Yeah, try not to dump into your right wrist either. Push through the length of your right fingertips so you're not just dumping weights into your hand. Keeping that action in both arms, inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, arch your spine. Spend a moment here. And then as you exhale, round your spine. Tuck your tailbone, round your lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulders. Still driving the stick into the floor. Think about tilting the front of your hip points up towards your navel. Hollow out your navel, hollow out your rib cage, hollow out your chest. Then moving through 3 rounds. Inhale, arch your spine into your cow. And exhale, round your spine into your cat. Keep pressing the stick through the floor. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cats. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Let that go. Sit on your heels for a moment. And again, place your stick behind your rib cage, using that under grip with your elbows hooking through. And then see if you can twist a couple more times, moving deliberately and intentionally through your upper and mid back. Keep even weight on both shins as you shift side to side. Good. Now move the stick over to your right. You're going to grab your left hand on your stick high up somewhere. So if your stick is really tall, you can't grab the tip, then just grab somewhere along the way. I like to take, if you're holding the stick, I like to take an underhanded or a thumb down grip with my left hand. Drive your stick into the floor into your right, and then lean away from the stick for a moment. Your right hand can push the stick away from you as you lean and do a little side bend. So again, we're not just hanging from the stick, we are driving the stick into the floor, and the right hand is pushing the stick that way. Good. Come back through center and switch sides. So stick over to your left, right hand holds the top, so you can either cap the tip of the stick if it's short enough, or thumb facing down grip. Push the stick over to your left and shift your hips over to your right. Do a little bit of a side bend, pushing down here. So it's not really about side bending and how deeply you can go. It's more about activating your side body as you side bend and pushing through the floor with the stick. And take one more breath, and then slowly release. All right, so a little bit of proprioception and control. You're going to come to tabletop and place your stick behind you. Place it in a way that you can balance the stick behind your head and behind your sacrum, so that really 3 points are touching: the back of your skull, the back of your rib cage, and the back of your sacrum. If you're having trouble balancing here, you can always take one hand and hold on to the stick. But as best you can, come to tabletop while balance the stick on those 3 points. It may help to think about your pubic bone, lifting it forward toward your navel, engage your core a little bit. And spend a moment here in stillness, feeling the stick behind you. Try not to lose the stick. Try not to let the stick fall off. You'll slowly slide your left foot back behind you, straighten your leg, and lift your foot off the floor. If your stick moves, use your other hand, adjust so that it stays centered. And then slowly bring your left knee down. You may have to adjust your stick forward and backwards, but shift your weight to the other side. Slide your right leg back behind you. If your stick moves, use a hand to adjust. But feel that your sacrum, your rib cage, and your head is connected to the stick the whole time. Bring your right knee down. Back to the other side. Left leg reaches back. And this time, try to reach your right arm forward towards the front of the room. Come on down. And then switch sides one more time. Left arm forward, right leg back. And then come on down. Move your stick out of the way for a moment. You can place it at the front of your mat. And then press your hips up and back to downward facing dog. A moment to lengthen your spine and drive your heels to the floor. Breathe into your shoulders, your hips, your lower back. Stretch into your hamstrings. Just indulge in this stretch for a moment. And inhale, lift your heels high. And exhale, walk forward to the front of your mat. Take a forward fold from there. You're going to grab your stick. Inhale, lift halfway. Pull the stick toward your chest like you're pulling up on a big barbell. Elbows close in. Reach your chest forward, stick your butt back, bend your knees a little bit. Yep. And exhale, fold. Let your torso drape over your thighs, keeping your knees bent for now. And inhale, lift halfway, pull the stick towards your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach your arms high. And exhale, pull the stick towards your chest, lift your chest toward your stick like you're doing a pull-up and lean back, a little bit of a back bend. Good. Arms, push your stick up to the ceiling as you inhale. Again, exhale, bend your elbows, pull the stick toward your chest, lift your chest toward your stick. Imagine you're actually doing a pull-up. Good. Inhale, push your stick up and back to the back corner of the room behind you. And exhale, take the stick in front of you for a moment. Right. So now, you'll place the stick behind you, and one hand is going to hold the bottom of the stick, the other hand is going to hold the top of the stick somewhere. So just like how we had it in our tabletop, you're going to keep your stick connected to your sacrum, your rib cage, and the back of your skull. Bend your knees as much as you like. And from here, we're going to really focus on hinging from your hips versus moving from your spine. So those 3 points stay connected. Sacrum, ribs, and head. Hinge from your hips, fold forward, but try not to let any parts of those, the sticks, come away from you. And exhale, come up. Right? Your stick stays connected to your sacrum, your ribs, and your skull. Bend your knees, come forward. And then slowly come up. And take your feet wide, turn your toes out. We're going to do the same thing now by bending our knees into a squat. So go low, go slow, and don't worry about how low you go for now. Stay connected to your stick. Come down to a squat as low as you like. And then slowly come up. Right? Notice if your tendency is for your stick to pull away from your sacrum and lift away, or if your tendency is to let your head and your shoulders come forward and lift away from the stick. Right? Try as best you can to keep all three of those points connected. And again, it doesn't matter if you come just this low or all the way down. We want to try to keep our spine long up and down. Right? So a few more times. Bend and squats. And straighten up. Bend and squat. Try to keep your chest lifted. Straighten up. If this is really easy for you, focus on really pointing your stick up towards the ceiling so your stick doesn't tip forward. So slide down into your squat. And then come back up. One more round. Slide down. And come up. Good. All right, so place your stick in your hands again in front of you. We're going to move through some sun salutations. At the front of your mat, inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pull the stick toward your chest, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back, knee to the floor. Keep your stick in your hand. Inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, bend your elbows, pull your stick to your chest, pull your chest toward your stick. Good. Inhale, push your stick up towards the ceiling. Lean back, reach back. Exhale, place your stick down in front of you. Step back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Left knee comes down to the floor. Grab your stick. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. Lift your chest. Good. Arms, press your stick up and back. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, step to the front of your mat, take your forward fold. Lift halfway, pull the stick towards your chest. Fold forward. Stand up tall, arms reach. Stick behind your shoulders as low onto your shoulder blades as you can and lift up and over. Pretend like your stick is a high jump bar and you're trying to lift and jump over the stick this time. Okay, ground through your feet and jump up and over that stick for your standing back bend. And arms reach high. Inhale, push the stick up to the ceiling. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway, pull the stick towards your chest. Exhale, step your left foot back, knee to the floor. A little differently this time. Keep your left toes tucked under, reach your stick up to the ceiling. And your stick is going to stay relatively where it is. As you bend your elbows, lift your back knee so that you're lifting yourself up into that imaginary pull-up bar or that actual pull-up bar. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, settle down. Again, your stick stays relatively high and you're actually lifting yourself up into that stick as you straighten your back leg. One more time. Inhale, bend, come on down. And exhale, push away from the floor, pull yourself up towards your stick. Good. Stay high. Inhale, push your stick up and back. Exhale, hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high off the ground. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right knee to the floor, keep your right toes tucked under. Reach your stick up to the ceiling. Inhale, hold on to that pull-up bar. You're not going to pull your pull-up bar down, you're going to pull yourself up into that pull-up bar as you exhale. Inhale, sink your knee, maybe touch the floor. And exhale, pull yourself up into that bar. One more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, lift yourself up. Inhale, push up and back one more time. Exhale, hands down, step to the front of your mat, forward fold. Take your stick with you. Inhale, pull up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up. And then stick behind your shoulders, your exhale. Lean back and lift your chest. Try to clear that stick. Drive through your feet. Think about jumping up and over your bar and lean back a little more if you like. Good. Arms reach high. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pull your stick to your chest. And exhale, fold. Stand tall, arms reach up. And then hands down by your side. Step your left foot back when we do warrior two. In warrior two, you're going to take your stick above your head and your left hand is going to cup the tip of your stick. Right? Put the stick behind your shoulders down. So your right hand does a little bit of work. Your right hand pushes back onto the stick. Like your right hand is trying to push your left arm towards the back of the room. Press your right knee forward a little bit more. Inhale, reverse warrior. Now your right hand is trying to push your left hand down towards your left heel, but turn your chest up towards the top tip of your stick. Take one more breath here. And then back to warrior two. This is my absolutely favorite way of doing triangle pose. So keep your left hand where it is, but place the right tip of your stick down to the floor in front of your right toes. Right? I like to have my stick right on my mat, so if you need to step back a little bit to give you some space, I have about 1.5 feet in front of my toes. My left hand pushes my stick down, and my right hand pushes the stick forward. And I come into extended side angle for a moment. Now while here, turn your rib cage up to the ceiling, turn your left armpit up to the ceiling. Push your stick forward. Notice that my stick is bowing a little bit. And just like a bow and arrow, your whole torso is that arrow. Pull your torso back, pull your hips back, and slowly straighten your right leg. As you stay in a moment in triangle pose. Turn everything up towards the ceiling. Your rib cage, your chest, your armpits, and your right hand still drives your stick forward as your left hand pushes it down. Imagine that there's a bowstring around your right hip. It pulls your hip back, so your bow gets pulled back, your arrow gets pulled back. Take one more inhale here. Stay for the exhale, rotate up to the ceiling. Good. Bend your front knee, push down through your stick, come on up. And then we'll switch sides, so just turn your toes to the other side, left knee bends, stick behind your shoulders. This time, your right hand will cup your stick, your left hand holds on somewhere, and your left hand pushes your right arm back. It is straightening your right arm towards the opposite side of the mat, right? So bend your front knee a little bit more if you'd like, push your right arm back, and reverse warrior. Push that right hand down towards the floor. So using a little bit of the leverage of your stick to push down, lift your chest up to the ceiling. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. You'll keep your right hand cupping the tip of your stick. Place your stick down to the edge of your mats. Again, if you need to slide back to give yourself some space, feel free to do so. I like to have about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet away. All right. And then extended side angle, so that keep that front knee bent. Lean forward. Your right hand drives your stick down to the floor. Your left hand tries to bow your stick out. Now, if you have a wooden stick that's not very flexible, don't worry about how much you're bowing it. So maybe even step back so both arms can be straight. And turn everything up towards the ceiling. As you're turning everything up to the ceiling, think about your whole torso from your arms through your hips, or like that arrow itself. And start to pull and draw your arrow back as you straighten your right knee. Drive down through your right big toe and turn up to the ceiling. Your arms still do a lot of work to keep your hips back and your spine straight. You may notice that you're crunching here on your left side. Try to pull your left hip back and lengthen through. Even though you're pushing down and pushing forward through your hands, it's almost as if like you're in a very strong wind tunnel and you're hanging from the stick as the wind pushes your torso back. Another couple breaths, turn up to the ceiling, rotate your spine, press down through your stick. And bend your front knee. Inhale, rise up to warrior two. And exhale, straighten both legs, turn your toes in, turn your heels out, and face the long edge of your mat. Place your stick again behind your rib cage. And for this one, I like to hold on to the stick versus wrapping my elbows around. Right. Bend one knee and the other for a moment. So you're moving from Skandasana on one knee to the other. You can start to pivot on your feet too. And as you start to pivot back and forth through Skandasana, add a little twist. Bend your right knee, right side of your stick dips down towards the floor, so you're moving into extended side angle. Bend your left knee, left stick reaches down, extended side angle on the other side. Good, side to side. It's not important how deeply you can go into your hips. This is really more about keeping your thoracic spine long and helping it rotate side to side. Good. Slowly come back to center. We're going to make our way down on the floor. So before you lie down like I do, I will demo, then you'll do. So this is a twist with the stick, so it's a little pretzely. It's going to end up like this. Your stick is going to end up over your top knee, and then your bottom foot's going to wrap around your stick. So now you have some leverage to rotate through, and I'll talk you through this. Okay? So lie down. Place the stick in your right hand. We'll start on that side. Take your left knee across your body, right leg is straight. Good. Place your stick across the outside of your left thigh. And you don't have to do anything with your left foot. Just leave it there. But then the bottom tip of your stick, the tip that's furthest away from you, you're going to place that in front of your right shin. And then you're going to wrap your right foot on top of your stick. So now your foot is wedging the stick down. Your right hand pulls your stick down to the floor, which helps to ground this hip down. And now shift your shoulders to the right a little bit and rotate to your left. Reach over to your left. Use the leverage of your stick. Pull down. At the same time, your left leg is pushing up against your stick. So you're not just using a passive twist here. You are resisting and actively twisting into it and twisting out of it at the same time. And slowly release that. Come back to center. We'll set up the other side. Okay, so place your stick in your left hand. Right knee comes across your body. Left leg stays straight. Place your stick across the outside or the top of your right thigh and slide your stick down far enough so that it's in front of your left shin. Once your stick is in front of your shin, you're just going to hook your foot across your stick or above your stick. And then pull down, slide your shoulders to your left, and twist your spine to your right. I actually like to use my fingers and wrap around the stick, and almost like I'm trying to roll my stick up my thigh a little bit. It adds a little torsion, and it helps me to remind my spine to rotate and twist through. And slowly let that go. Roll onto your backs. A couple of options. First option, place the stick or place your hand at the center of your stick, and then wrap your legs around so your stick is behind your knees, and you can do this for happy baby. Second option, if you can reach for it, is your stick is going to place in the soles and the arch of your feet and pull down. You can choose how wide you want your feet to be. You can choose whether your hands can be together or wide. But either way, pull down on your stick. Let your knees be pushed to the floor. Try to lengthen your spine. Press your sacrum to the floor. And rock subtly side to side. Can you reach the back of your shoulders to the floor as well? All right, slowly let that go. Take a moment, stick to your side. You can let it go, stretch your legs long. We won't be here for very long, but take a moment in Shavasana. Take a moment to feel just the after effects of that work with the stick. Notice and observe all of the senses of awareness in your body, your spine, your shoulders, and your hips. All the sensations of ease and of space. But also observe any amounts of discomfort, of dis-ease. Notice any amounts of excess energy in your body. Take an inhale through your nose, just a casual sip of air in. And a long, slow, smooth exhale to release. Rock your head side to side, reach your arms over your head, give yourselves a good stretch. Maybe let your lower back arch off the floor, maybe you yawn. Draw your knees to your chest, roll to either side, and softly press yourselves up into a seat. Fold your palms and bow your chin. Sit up tall. Take your time getting there. As you arrive, take a moment, as always, to thank yourselves for showing up in mind, body, breath. Offer up this gesture of gratitude for your practice, time on your mats. Gratitude for the choices that you made that allowed you to be here today. And recognize the more that we are grateful for what we have, the more we'll have to be grateful for.